friends, Jeff El Jefe. I'm here. We're back from Super Bowl last week. It was a fun week in Arizona. We had a house, the Prism House. It was the Prism Players Lounge, which was a house where we let athletes and agents and partners and all sorts of fun people come by and do some media and just hang out. That was amazing. Also, before I go any further, go Chiefs. Should have said that first. I'm pretty excited as a lifelong Chiefs fan that we took that. It was kind of a scary game. Never quite felt comfortable, even when we were kicking that final field goal. But good outcome. So go Chiefs. Back to the Prism House, or our Prism Players Lounge. So, like I said, we had people coming through for several days. I guess technically we started on Wednesday, but really we didn't start getting people coming through until Thursday. We had the Super Bowl kid reporter was out there with us, Miles from Iowa. I look a lot like Miles' dad, and I didn't see it at first, but it was definitely the case once I met Nick, which is Miles' dad's name. So that was pretty funny because people were getting myself and the Super Bowl kid reporter's dad confused. We're having custom sneakers made by our guy, Deacon Stansfield, who is a young man from Houston that is absolutely killing it with these custom sneakers. He was doing that for some of our athletes. And then I got to speak with a bunch of really cool people for the podcast and content that we'll be putting on social media. I've got a list here. I'm probably missing some people, but we had Kirk Cousins, we had Brock Purdy, Garrett Wilson, who we talked to before, but it was great to see Garrett again. Kenneth Walker III. Hadn't talked to him since the rookie photo shoot, but Kenneth Walker is one of my favorite dudes in the NFL. Awesome, a lot of fun on the show. Breece Hall, another really fun athlete to talk to. Had a blast with Breece. Got to play a lot of golf. Breece showed his competitive nature on the putt-putt course. The great Ricky Williams joined us. Devontae Adams. I mean, that was a huge get. I wasn't even expecting to talk to Devontae. And then here he is, came through. And Trayvon Diggs from the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, our guy, Aiden Hutchinson, was there. He talked to Jason Howarth. Aiden has just had a great relationship with Panini. We're excited to continue that. So it was always fun to see Aiden. Gotta say, one of my favorite moments at the Super Bowl involved Brock Purdy and Breece Hall, who I didn't realize were teammates from Iowa State. So I'll wait until you see it. I don't want to give it up, but look for that moment. A lot of fun. And then this coming weekend, we have the NBA All-Star Weekend. We're going to Salt Lake City. We're going to be set up there with a Prism Player Lounge. We're going to be talking to a bunch of NBA players, past and present. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to name any of them. But there are some big names that are supposed to be coming by talking to us for the podcast. So we'll see. With a little luck, we'll have some awesome content for you guys. I wanted to report in on the Lionel Messi Black 1/1 World Cup sticker. I'd mentioned this on a couple of episodes in the past. I mentioned it may be going to Golden Auctions. Well, it is officially an item in the current Golden Auction, which is so fun. They sent it off to PSA. It was graded PSA 8, which if you guys have ever graded these World Cup stickers, you know that 8 is a great grade for, frankly, any sticker with that kind of flimsy stock. But certainly the World Cup stickers, that was good. It's current, I think it has like 2 weeks left, so there's plenty of time for you to go check it out. It's currently at like $27,000 at the time of taping this episode, which is $32,400 with the buyer's premium added onto that, which I think is 20% for Golden. So go check that out. It's a great story. We also have a blog post on it, which I mentioned in the past, but it kind of tells the history behind this particular card, the young man that pulled it, and his intentions to help his family with the proceeds of this auction. So very cool, heartwarming story. We love to hear those sort of stories in the hobby. also coming up at the end of March, we have the Mint Collective. I'm going to be at the Mint Collective this year. I'm excited. I didn't get to go last year. I'll be there this year. I'm supposed to be sitting on a panel. And then I think Panini has our own panel at the show as well. So if you're going to be at Mint, come by the Panini booth. I love to see people, especially people I know, but I love meeting new people too. So if we haven't met before, come by, introduce yourself. I love, especially to meet people who watch the show. It's always fun to meet you in person. Okay, release calendar. This week we got some cool products. We always have cool products. I probably say that literally every episode, but we really have some of my favorite products this week. 2022 Donruss football. I always love Donruss. The Donruss football is greatness. 2022 Immaculate UFC, which we're going to be opening on the show. Hang in there. We got a great guest coming up. And then 2022 Prism Draft Picks Collegiate Basketball. Awesome. Our interview this week, our guest is Lucas Kinser. He is our brand manager for WWE, UFC, and WNBA. So we're going to be talking to him about the new Immaculate UFC. He knows a ton about UFC in general. So we'll talk to him about that and just kind of get his backstory. All right, so let's jump on over to that interview. Hey guys, all right, we're here with Lucas Kinser, who is the brand manager for WWE, UFC, and WNBA.
That's correct.
Awesome, but do you feel like you're more of an aficionado of WWE or UFC? Because I know you know UFC really well.
So WWE was my love before UFC.
Okay.
Then I kind of quit watching wrestling as I got older and got into UFC in late high school, early college.
Okay.
And then picked back up on WWE. So I've got more like hours logged watching UFC.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'd say they're about even on my love scale.
Literally, Lucas is the guy that I go to if I have any questions about UFC cards or just UFC. He is a man who knows his way around an octagon. Okay, so brand manager, tell us about that role and kind of what that entails.
It's really like, I always kind of equate, I got a journalism background, I always kind of equate it to being a backpack journalist, where you have to go out there and kind of wear multiple hats.
Sure.
You know, we're building the checklist, we're planning the sets, we're determining how many autographs of player X go in, how many mem cards of player X go in, how frequently things fall, drop rates, math. It's all that kind of rolled into one big thing. Autograph deals, what we're paying people, you know, all kind of roll into one really fun yet challenging package, I would say.
How long have you been at Panini?
13 years.
13 years.
Yep, I started full-time 9 years ago, but I was an editorial intern helping write the copy for the card backs.
No kidding.
In 2009, it was a couple of months after Panini bought Donruss. So
okay, gotcha.
I was one of the first, new hires per se after that.
Yeah.
And they haven't been able to get rid of me since.
There are a few people in the house that have 13 years, and I'm like, oh, well, that happened when we switched over from Donruss. Yep. Very cool. Where were you prior to Panini?
I never had a full-time job before Panini.
Kidding.
I was working working in the bakery at a Kroger in the Colony before this,
so,
which I loved, but I kind of prefer this.
But your entire career has been in the hobby.
Yeah, I started when I was 21.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
I started collecting when I was 8, so really my entire life.
Well, okay, so let's ask 10-year-old Lucas. If we had told 10-year-old Lucas that you were going to get a full-time job working with sports cards, would you ever believe that?
10-year-old Lucas was pretty arrogant, so I could see him being like, well, of course I am, but at the same time, I didn't even know where to start. I kind of got lucky where my dad worked with somebody whose husband worked at Panini, and that helped me get my foot in the door. And like I said, they haven't been able to get rid of me since. So,
well, how did you end up working on the sports that you currently work on? How does that all play out?
So, it all started. I was on basketball for the longest time, a little bit of time on football in between then. But I got a call during COVID lockdown. They were like, hey, would you like to, be the brand manager for UFC? And I think you got the first letter out, and I already said yes.
That's right when our relationship with UFC began, yes, correct? Okay.
Yes. And then about a year later, that same call happened with WWE. I heard the first W, and I'm just like, boom. I'll take it.
Well, that makes sense. Kind of I don't know, you can't really, can you consider WWE a combat sport? Obviously, UFC is a combat sport, but.
That is a great debate topic.
Okay.
I would say the way I look at it is entertainment with combat elements.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you personally a card collector?
Yes.
You are. What do you collect?
Mostly baseball, but I've got some UFC, WWE, basketball mixed in. But yeah, I might say probably 95% of my collection is baseball. A lot of late 80s, early 90s commons that I won't get rid of.
Yeah, that's kind of my wheelhouse right there. So I'm just curious to know, like, who in the UFC do you collect?
That's a good question. I have always been collecting the people that I really love to watch. So,
Okay.
One guy, Adrian Yanez, love the guy.
Yes.
He's a local guy. I might pronounce his last name incorrectly, but I'm horrible with pronunciations.
Shout out Adrian. He's our friend on social.
yes.
So he may see this.
He's a fantastic fighter. Love Kamzat. Just tenacious grappling.
He's a savage.
Yes, love watching Islam. There's plenty more 2023 rookies that don't have cards yet that I plan on collecting.
Ooh, like a Bo Nickel?
Maybe.
Okay, all right.
I might have to say that when I first heard of Bo Nickel before his pro debut, and I just looked up his wrestling accolades and was like, oh, this could be really good.
Yeah.
And then I saw his first debut fight. It was on the Indies, and it was like a 30-some second knockout. I'm like, oh my god, he can strike too.
Oh no, really?
It's a flash knockout.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
He can
realize
strike,
that.
and he's a world-class wrestler with like 180 pinfall wins in college or some crazy number like that.
Holy smokes.
Like, this could be nice.
Okay, so baseball. Who do you collect in baseball?
I'm a Texas Rangers lover.
Okay.
I have a very, very deep collection of Rusty Greer cards.
Nice.
But growing up, he was the guy who, even if he didn't have to dive to make a catch in the outfield, he would still slow down just enough so he can make the dive.
Yes.
Just to give the fans a good show. Injuries really derailed his career, but I think he could have been a really, really fantastic player if he had stayed healthy. Juan Gonzalez, Ivan Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro. I was actually at Palmeiro's 500th home run game.
Were you really?
Yep, I was about 15 or 20 feet from where the ball landed.
And that happened in Ranger Stadium?
Yep.
Oh,
it
very
was
cool.
like May 11th of 2003, I want to say.
That's a good memory.
It was right after my birthday, and I literally, I saw the trajectory of the ball, and it landed about 15 feet to the left of me. One section over.
Wow.
That same row as well.
Did you think for a split second you may have it?
Split second. And then I saw it turning, and I was like, ah. And of course, the ushers wouldn't let you stand in the aisle when he was at bat, because they knew what you were trying to do, trying to catch the ball.
Oh man, I love that you said you started collecting when you're 8, because that's when I started collecting as well. Do you remember the first product you bought, and was it at a hobby shop? Was it at like a convenience store?
It was Walmart, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. It was a couple of loose packs of 1996 baseball product. I won't say the manufacturer because it's not Panini/Donruss.
Right.
But
That's okay.
yeah, it's okay. And I remember I pulled a Greg Maddux base card, and there was a misprint where the foil at the bottom of the base card was misaligned with the name. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's an air. It must be worth so much money. As I got further in the hobby, I'm like, it's just an air card. But I mean, as a kid, it was just so exciting. And I mean, I got so many. My dad was like a count lot kind of guy. So like, if you could get the maximum number of cards for the least amount of money, he would buy it for me. So I've got a lot of 1990 score. I've got a lot of 1989 Donruss.
Like 100 copies of a certain card, or
no, just like multiple boxes worth, sometimes multiple factory sets worth.
Got it.
Can't get rid of them.
Now, was your dad a collector?
Not of cards. He was more of a coin collector, but he appreciated the collecting gene.
Yes.
He had the penny books where you'd have all the different pennies from different years and different printing states and all that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
That really is something, because my mom collected coins too when she was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
She says she had cards, talks about she loved Roger Maris and remembers having multiple Roger Maris cards, but of course none of them made past her going to college.
Yeah.
But I agree when you're talking about the collecting gene, that is a real thing, because she never kind of second guessed me being just obsessed with sports cards, because she apparently was similar obsessed to coins when she was growing up. So it's definitely something that people relate to, whether it's collecting all sorts of different things. Yep. What would you consider your favorite Panini product to be?
I have to say Select.
Okay.
Select, there's a million different ways you can collect it. There's value in almost every box. I would venture to say every box. There's something nice in there, something that makes you kind of nod your head and say, "I'm glad I pulled that."
Yes.
All the parallels at the different levels of the base. Even like the silver inserts are a lot shorter than people realize. So I mean, you really have a lot of depth, and the hits, of course, are nice too.
Right.
You know?
I love the different tiers of base. Makes me happy, and like you're saying, it's a dynamic release to collect.
Yes.
Is there a certain sport of select that you?
WWE Select was really nice this year. Like,
Was very nice.
It's always fun when we do our quality control breaks. We'll open a case of product to make sure that everything's falling at the right ratios and whatnot. And I remember that was one that I'm just like, I don't see a bad box. 12 box case, I didn't see a single bad box in there at SRP. You know, so that's always a good feeling. And we're hoping to do the same next year for UFC and Select and for WWE.
Was 2022 WWE Select, was that the first release I saw Mr. T in?
That would be yes.
Yes, yeah. I remember that card, and I was like,
it was him.
We got Mr. T in our product.
Him doing a fireman's carry on Roddy Piper from.
Yes.
Yep.
Gosh, I was happy you guys got him. Yeah. Was that a get for you guys, or was he kind of packaged in with a license?
Yeah, with the license, there's a list of legends. They have legends contracts with the varying levels, and we're able to incorporate them into our products.
Okay.
Obviously, not everybody we can get an autograph deal with, but there's a lot of names of deceased wrestlers as well, or superstars, I should say, and folks like Mr. T, where like, you know, yeah, it's not somebody you want to put in every product because over time, you know, the value would get saturated. But as a special little thing here and there, it's freaking awesome.
I was so excited. I mean, everybody who grew up in the 80s thought Mr. T was cool.
Oh yeah, B.A. Baracus.
Yeah, exactly. But I was gonna say the A-Team like solidified his legendary status.
Just don't get him on an airplane.
Right. That's right. Wasn't it the helicopter in A-Team he would refuse to ride on or anything in the air?
He wouldn't go in the air. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the great thing. This tough guy. He just looks like $1 million, and he's terrified of being off the ground.
And he hated the pilot guy who was what was
Face? Or was it there's Face, there's B.A. Baracus.
Oh man, I can't remember.
Murdoch maybe?
Murdoch, yes.
Yeah, Murdoch.
Nice. Well done.
I didn't have cable growing up, so we watched a lot of syndicated like 80s and 90s shows.
I would watch those today. Okay, do you remember the first program you worked on at Panini?
Ooh, I do. For editorial, for writing the card backs, it was 2009 Elite Extra Edition Baseball.
Okay.
Which had the first Mike Trout cards.
Really? Yeah. Oh, nice.
Which I opened so many boxes of that. I never pulled a Mike Trout auto, but that's okay. Still pulled lots of.
It was 2009?
2009.
So that was he in the majors or was it prospect?
It was a prospect card.
Okay.
Yeah, it was drafted in 2009, mid-first round.
I didn't even know we had produced a 2009 card of Trout.
We did.
I need to track that down. Very cool.
And then on the product development side, it was 2013-14 Elite Basketball. And nice. I remember it was like Elite, Elite, Timeless Treasures, Titanium, and Gold Standard, all within like 3 months of each other. And just thinking, oh my God, I'm getting to work on all this stuff. And, you know, at the time, the market was really soft on the product. I mean, 2013 initially didn't have a great rookie class per se. It was the Anthony Bennett year. Yeah. But, I mean, in hindsight, Giannis, that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. That'll make a class, certainly.
Yep.
Okay, so... What products? We've got a busy 2023 ahead of us, and I've been talking about this on the podcast for a while, but we're really like catching up on things, and it's great, and we're kind of getting back to the expected release schedule or close. What's a product you are really looking forward to this year?
For 2023, I'm looking for, on the UFC side, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how we can continue our success with Prism UFC.
Yes.
And everything really on the UFC license. But on the WWE side, we have a new product that's going to be going mid-year. It's going to be replacing a product that didn't do quite as well as I thought it would. But I think this is one that collectors are going to be very thrilled for. But you're going to have to wait to see what that one is.
Oh, man, what a tease. I thought I was about to get an exclusive. That's all right. I don't want to get
I'll tell you off camera.
All right, I don't want to get you in trouble. Okay, so... Immaculate UFC. Speaking of UFC, this is a product I have opened one box. I opened a box before I wrote the blog on this, but this product is really good looking. What can you tell us about this one?
What does this product not have? I mean,
yeah, it's a better question.
It's loaded full of on-card autographs. Everything is on-card except for the multi-sign dual autos out of 25, which is a very small percentage of the.
Everything is on-card other than
the sticker of dual.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
There's a very deep roster of current folks, legends, rookies, patch autographs. Everyone loves patch autographs. I mean, the multi-sign, there's some really good combinations in there, especially of some of the legends that we didn't have in our 2021 product. Jumbo Mem, beautiful Jumbo Mem cards in there. Gotta love it when the swatch window takes up most of the whole card.
Yeah, or when you get a little blood on it. Most sports you can't say anything about that, but
yeah, there's no blood on these, I don't think.
No,
but there are fight. It's tough because there's walkout use stuff in there as well, but fight worn or walkout worn materials in this product as well, which I believe is a first for UFC collectibles.
No kidding.
So, like for example, Israel Adesanya, I believe it was his fight against Marvin Vettori. It was either his shorts or his like walkout shirt that we were able to purchase on the secondary market and put into this product with proper authentication, calling out the event.
Ah, that's so
Hopefully
cool.
we'll pull one of those so I can show it off.
So I got to tell you, Lucas, we occasionally hear from professional athletes through our DMs on social media. This is the product that multiple UFC fighters have reached out to asking about, like when it's coming out, when first off the line is going to be out, and if they can get some, of course.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't always happen. No. So the fact that multiple people reached out about a very specific product, like that speaks volumes about your.
I will say that as a collector, I'm normally a base brand guy. I like to get a lot of cards when I purchase a box.
Okay.
This was one of the first high-end products that I bought with my own money in a long time.
Very cool.
Box, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside.
Same. All right, let's pop this open. Enough of this yapping. As you guys know, Immaculate is just such a fun product in any sport to open because it's quick box break. Me, like you, I love the beefier boxes when I've got time, when I can just sit down at home. When we're on camera, we want to keep things moving. So this is the perfect product to break on camera. So what are we talking, like 10 cards in here? Is that?
It'll be it's regular hobby. It's gonna be 6 cards, 3 autographs, 2 memorabilia, and a base or a base parallel.
Okay. I always just love the 10 inside. It's beautiful. It's great.
Just a little added touch. We don't do a whole lot of 10 products anymore.
Do you want to do this at the same time, like one for one, or how do you want to do this? Otherwise, I can just give you the honors.
I'll take the honors.
All right, yeah.
So let's see what we got here. Alexander Rakic base card out of 60, I believe. Very excellent fighter, coming off a injury, but I think he'll be back and better than ever.
I love the base.
It's actually out of 49.
And that is really nice.
We have a Fight Night memorabilia card, fight and or walkout worn, Alex Morono. This was at UFC Fight Night Rodriguez versus Watterson.
Got a legend here coming out.
We got the champ, Henry Cejudo.
Triple C.
Funny story, I saw Henry Cejudo fight before his UFC days at Legacy FC in Allen, Texas.
Really?
You know who else is on that card? Holly Holm.
No kidding.
And I think about 6 months later, I saw Kamaru Usman fight in his last fight before The Ultimate Fighter.
Wow.
I was a regular in the first couple of rows. The tickets were very cheap, and it was some great fights.
Legacy FC?
Yep.
Okay. Very
now
cool.
It's Legacy Fighting Alliance, I believe.
Got it. Okay.
All right, we have a rookie on-card autograph, Chris Dawkins.
That's really nice.
And a number of great knockouts. He's had a couple of rough fights in a row, but hopefully be able to bounce back and make a good go of it.
Who is your favorite fighter that you had an opportunity to meet?
I haven't really had a chance to meet too many fighters.
Okay.
I will say that King Mo was very nice. I got to meet him one time.
I saw you meet Jeff Neal.
I did meet Jeff Neal. He was a very nice guy.
He was nice.
Best of luck in his fight against Shavkat. It'll be a great one.
Yeah, that will be.
Yeah. Outside of that, I mean, really, I'm kind of a behind-the-scenes guy. I really don't go to a lot of events and stuff.
Well, and you don't want to play favorites because,
of course, no. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not one to try to throw around the I work at Panini line.
Right, for sure.
All right, we have an on-card auto mem of Chan Sung Jun, the Korean zombie. Excellent fighter. I've been watching him since his days in WEC. I believe he was in WEC.
I'm pretty excited about our big card here at the end. Despite the fact that it is a redemption, that is that's a nice card.
This is a redemption worth waiting for.
Yes.
On card, Kamzat.
Marks of Greatness, is that the set?
Marks of Greatness. It's the same set that the Chris Dawkins is from.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice box.
Okay. Thank you for that. Beautiful as always. I have to ask, because this is the question I ask all of my Panini employee friends, which has zero to do with UFC. I'll just preface that. You've probably heard me ask this of some other people. The 2018-19 Prism Black Luka Doncic, 1 of 1. It's not been made public. Where do you think that card is today? Do you think it is in a mega collector's collection somewhere who, you know, is a billionaire, maybe doesn't care about social media, doesn't care about people knowing they possess this card? Is it in a box, in a case, in a warehouse collecting dust somewhere? Or was it mistakenly passed through? Some young collector was opening up packs of 2018 Prism, maybe blew past it, and it ended up in a monster box somewhere to later be uncovered.
I'll give you percentage odds on these.
Okay.
I think about a 1% chance that someone missed it because the blacks are very easy to spot for a Prism. It's really
True.
a good color, really stands out.
Yes.
Give about a 9% chance that it's in a private collector's collection and doesn't want to make it public. Because
Okay.
a lot of collectors, although everyone's different, a lot of collectors really want people to know what they've got.
That's true.
I'll give it a 90% chance that somebody at some point in time bought either a box or multiple cases of product and just put it away for a rainy day
Right.
to watch it appreciate in value. And it's just going to sit there and relax and wait until someday when it sees the light of day.
Oh my gosh, I hope that is it, because I really want someone to uncover that, and like maybe we get a video of them pulling it,
You never know. Maybe Luca's got a box sitting in his house.
or several boxes. You know,
Oh,
who
yeah.
knows? But
Maybe it's in that box is what I'm saying. Maybe Luca owns it. We
gosh,
just don't
how
know.
wild would that be?
It'd be crazy.
I mean, seeing Luka Doncic pull, what do you think that card fetches if it goes to auction today? Like, I think it might be a $5 million card.
I always say one-of-a-kind cards have one-of-a-kind prices,
Right.
and it's worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. Could be 500,000, could be 500 million.
Yeah.
Anywhere in between.
Yeah. Man. One can dream. Let me ask you this. If I created a series where all I did was open a case of that release once a week, would you tune in for that?
Not only would I tune in, I'd try to get on every show so I could open with you because I love opening cards.
I just think it would be so exciting. Now, I would need some serious deep pockets to fund something like that, but I just think that would be the most fun thing in the world. Now, I have nothing in the works, unfortunately, but yeah, I do have that trademarked idea, so don't even try it.
Few things are more enjoyable to me than really sitting down and opening just lots of packs.
The treasure hunt, right?
Whether it's dollar packs or $100 packs, just busting through it, whatever your price point is, and having a good time.
Agreed. Lucas, thank you for your time today, sir.
Not a problem.
You'll have to come on and talk more UFC.
I got no issue with that.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.